All right, so three.
This meeting is being recorded.
Gotcha. Okay, we are in here, baby. All right, ladies and gents, what's going on, my fellow botchamaniacs, boys, girls, everything in between, as my boy Gresh would say, and we are here, coming again at you live, baby. Well, kind of pre-recorded, pre-taped. You know the stick. You know how we do it. Cause life's a botch, baby. It ain't about what you did or how you did it. It's the fact that you did it. Coming in, cranking it up a
Okay.
notch, baby. It's your boy Highlight Real, joined none other by the lovely, oh so great Bonita, as you see her in her Bonita vibes today. I see
Oh
you,
yeah.
girl. And Benny, what's
What's up?
happening,
What's
sis? How's it
up? I'm good. I'm good. I
going?
just got a new puppy, so I'm like running on maybe like a total of like 9, 10 hours of sleep across like the past 3 days.
Ooh,
So yeah.
man, she got a whole new kid, y'all. Can you believe that? Look at
Right.
that.
Right.
Ripping and
She'll
running, baby.
yeah, she'll make her debut soon. She'll make her debut soon.
All right, y'all. We're looking forward to the day when we see that special appearance from the new kitty. But in the meantime, we are here. We got quite a bit to talk about on today, and cool facts, announcements to let y'all know, man. We got some dope interviews lined up already. We got some dope special content creators that we're going to be doing some crossover collab episodes with. So y'all stay tuned. Y'all keep it locked. We're getting back in rotation. We're getting back in rotation. So all of my OG listeners out there, if you remember the OG Life's a Botch in the interview format, we got them coming. And the cool thing about it is, depending on the interview type and level, we're going to make them different tiers for y'all. So pretty soon we'll come up with some subscription type stuff for all our faithful listeners out there. So if that's you, keep it locked for that update and news when we get to that in the future. But in the meantime, let's get on up into this thing. You already know how we do with our usual flow. Uh, let's see. Do you smell that ass? You smell that? It smells like something's in the air. Something's cooking. Somebody's chefing it up in here. And yeah, it seems like we're about to get into our usual kid up where we go into what's cooking, ladies and gentlemen. We are here, and this is our segment, our opener intro segment, where we do all things non-wrestling, just anything that's just trending out there in the everyday world, music, entertainment, movies, all that good stuff. So let's kick it on off. Ash, what you got going on? What's cooking out there in your world?
Okay, so I'm really excited. I'm very much into fashion, one of my other passions besides wrestling.
Okay.
And I'm super excited because the Met Gala theme has been announced for this year. For those of you who do not know, the Met Gala is basically kind of like a yearly charity event that the Metropolitan Museum over in New York throws every single year. And a whole bunch of celebrities go, and it's a very hoity-toity type event, but someone who loves fashion, it's kind of like the Olympics of that, of like Olympics event, level event. And so this year's theme is Sleeping Beauties. And it essentially revolves around sustainability and upcycling and reusing archival pieces, which I think is really, really dope. And I'm super excited to see what the celebrities come up with on May 4th of 2024.
Ooh, we're gonna get some Seth Rollins inspired type outfits. You think something that's just
You
completely
know,
out there? Like what in the world was this? Some Russell Westbrook type outfits? You know what I mean?
yeah.
So for my basketball lovers out there, y'all know what them outfits be looking like. Ooh, grandiose, man! I'm looking forward to that. Who
Yeah, for
did,
sure.
did they did they mention some names like some top level people we're expecting already to make appearances?
So normally the guest list doesn't come out until like later, like probably next year. But I mean, like some fan favorites are definitely like Doja Cat had her first time of doing an appearance. Rihanna is like a super fan favorite. Zendaya, Timothy Chalamet. There's like a whole bunch of different people who go every year and they kill it every year. So I'm excited. I'm excited.
Okay. I like that. I like that. I like that. So, anything else going on in fashion world or even in the movie verse that you might want to tap into and let some people know what's going on outside?
Oh, I'm excited about the Marvels coming out this Friday.
Yes. Let's. You know what? I'm gonna keep that trending topic. I'm gonna match you on that because here's what's so funny to me. Marvel has been catching a lot a lot of flack this entire year, y'all. Like, ironically enough, fans have been just kind of hot and cold with Marvel these days. Mostly cold,
Yeah.
to be honest. It's like they're sick of. They're really trying to understand with this new phase, like where is it headed? Shout out
Yeah.
to my guys, Jonathan and Matthew Toretto with We Can Be Heroes. I remember them always voicing their frustrations here on OTS
Yeah.
about you know all of the Marvel stuff just disappointing, not being what they expected, and so some trending topics that I found out about through this week in the Marvel world in the nerd verse, for all my people who are comics lovers and out that. So Blade, a movie that people thought for was dead in the water at this point because we were just like,
Yeah.
when is this movie going to come out? When is Mashallah Ali going to make his debut as Blade? We haven't seen a good Blade since Wesley Snipes, who will always be Blade in my opinion. But uh, Derek said that Mashallah Ali would be somebody that could match or do better than Wesley Snipes. I'm still waiting on that, but I guess Marvel's got to get the production out before we can even determine that. So we had that
Yeah.
debate. I think we had that debate like 2-3 years ago now. But man, so apparently Blade has been announced that it is going to be officially a rated R film, which for Marvel fans or anybody in general, even if you're not like super Marvel, if you just love a good movie from Marvel, uh, rated R is a great thing for Blade because honestly, the original Blades were rated R. And truth
Yeah.
be told, much like Deadpool, as we know, you can't have a Blade film that doesn't involve blood. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
period. Or
So
in violence, to be
yeah,
honest.
exactly. Like he's a vampire. You have to have it rated. So makes sense. Another trending topic from the Marvel world, keeping it Marvel, is the fact that also a lot of people are still wondering what they're going to do about this Jonathan Majors situation. They're still awaiting some things
Yeah.
on what's going to happen, but fans out there are actually saying that if you do have to recast Kang, the supposed big bad of the Marvel new phase, he's supposed to be that Thanos level threat. Well, people are saying that Jonathan Boyega should be the person to be the recast to take over if things don't work out with Mr. Majors. Ash,
Yeah.
what do
I don't
you
hate
think
that.
about that? You think he would be? You don't hate that? Yeah. I mean, we've seen
Yeah.
him in Star Wars. You know.
You know what's crazy? Because like a lot of people are very hot and cold about the potential Jonathan Majors recast, but
Mhm.
Marvel is not new to this. They've recasted numerous different people. Terrence Howard with Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
Um, I'm blanking
Oh,
on.
forgot about that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like Edward Norton to Mark Ruffalo. Like they've made some pretty big changes. They're definitely not afraid to do things in order to help with the vision.
You're
But
right, and I mean,
I'm
if you
hoping it
think
doesn't come
about
to
it,
that.
I agree because I was gonna say, the funny thing about recasting. Now, granted, it's been a debate, but Black Panther, since Chadwick Boseman's unfortunate passing, there was always a debate like, do you recast T'Challa? Do you get someone new? But see, as we know, if you haven't seen Wakanda Forever by now,
Spoilers,
man,
spoilers. Yeah.
that's on you. It's on Disney Plus. Yeah, but as we know, Wakanda Forever ended with T'Challa having a son who is also named
Yes.
T'Challa Jr. So looks like that recasting, if they decide to fast forward that, we'll see a grown T'Challa. So yeah,
Yeah.
man. Anything else on your side, musically or any entertainment things trending that you've seen, even if it's on social media, like a viral video or anything?
I can't think of anything, but support Megan the Stallion Cobra, independent artists.
Ooh, I saw her. I saw a skit with her on Saturday Night Live. I saw the what was it, Hot Girl Hospital,
Yes.
and I found that funny. I was like, so please tell me this because maybe I'm just I don't know, maybe I'm just a little old school sometimes. I don't know. I'm a young soul with an old mind at times, so it's like I'm a little bit of both. I'm youthful, but I'm also old at the same time in a good way. All right, so it's
Yes,
like,
yes, yes.
tell me this because my assumption here when I first heard the initial hot girl terminology here, hot girl summer, hot girl this and that, based off that skit of Hot Girl Hospital, what you're telling me is Hot girl is just basically another way of saying ghetto in a modern sense.
Necessarily. Not necessarily.
Okay,
I
okay.
think it was more so just like a parody. But
Mm,
hot girl, I don't know. I feel like hot girl is kind of like a way of being.
mm.
Any woman could be
Okay,
a hot girl.
okay, okay. All right. I was just wondering because that hot girl hospital kind of was making me say like, okay, is this what it's all about? Taking pictures, twerking, basically
It
being
was,
ghetto. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
yeah.
you know,
It was definitely like a parody for sure. Making fun of like Instagram model culture.
for sure, for sure. Big Max and much love to Megan Thee Stallion for definitely breaking the internet per usual. So I'd say that about does it on this edition of What's Cooking right now, man. We greatly appreciate y'all. We like to break the ice a little bit, kind of bring some non-wrestling vibes into this thing before getting into the obvious wrestling forte. So going into it right now, man, real quick, we are going to go into one of our other favorite segments, and we're going to go into a quick Babyface or heel. To those who are new with this segment, this is basically scenarios that are painted. They could be wrestling related, they could be non-wrestling related, but it's all about taking that segment and choosing for yourself if you are going to go babyface or heel when you tackle it. So, my first scenario for you, Miss Ash, is we are in November, the holiday season, which many would say started actually in October when it was spook season. So, for some reason, are you babyface or heel? I was passing by on my way here to get ready to do this episode, and the first thing I see in the corner of my eye when I'm passing a couple of houses, I see Santa Clauses and lights right in the front door, and I said to myself, "It's still November. We are in the top of November. We will not
Yeah.
disrespect Thanksgiving like that. Why are we disrespecting?"
Yeah. The Thanksgiving erasure is crazy. Like, it's crazy. People are setting up their Christmas trees. People are decorating. I was like, oh my God.
We got Walmart advertising Black Friday deals already. I'm like,
Yeah, I've been walking into stores and it's like, just hear those sleigh bells jingling. I'm like, what? It's not even like seriously cold outside yet. Like, come on now.
it's not. Yo, would you believe like like it's been 80 all week, and even outside right now
Oh,
it's
you're
like
blessed.
20 degrees out here. Yeah,
It's starting to
I'm
get
like,
chilly.
what?
It's starting to get chilly in the East Coast. You're blessed.
Is it? Georgia, man. Georgia is just it's different out here because I just looked at my car as I'm riding and I'm like, wait, how? What? I got the windows rolled down. I'm like, what the heck? It's windows down? Like, what the heck?
Yeah, like
But
winter is quickly approaching.
it is. It's upon us, baby. It's upon us. But so you're totally. It sounds like you're going completely heel on the idea of just doing all of this Christmas stuff in November and just letting
Yeah.
November be great.
Yeah, and plus like I feel like November is very much a calm before the storm month. You know what I mean? Like gather my bearings, like take some time, figure out what I want for Christmas. By the time
Yeah.
it's like December 15th, you're gonna be exhausted. You're listening to the same music every damn day. Like, come on.
Seriously, bro, and I don't get that, man. Like, it's just like it's so annoying. And what really gets me is, as soon as we get into December season, everybody's about Christmas. But the problem is, then we're already talking about next year. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
still 2023. Why are we talking 2024 in December? Does
Yeah.
this month even exist to you people?
Yeah.
Like,
But you know what's crazy? In August this year,
mhm,
people were
mhm.
like Halloween. In August, like people already had like Halloween on the brain this year. So I feel like, I don't know, people are just taking the best holidays and they're like, we're ready. We're ready.
Yeah,
Let's
we're
just
ready.
fast forward.
Let's fast forward. So it's safe to say me and Ash have gone full blown heel on this aspect.
Yeah.
So if you're one of those people and we're listening to this, and you are the early holiday celebrator for any holiday, I mean, I get it. I'm not judging. If you love your holidays, you do. But if you are a Christmas in November or October for that matter person, or a September Halloween person, then listen, people, listen. Enough's enough, okay?
Yeah.
Let
Chill out.
each month have their moments, okay? Thank you. That is it.
Right?
Uh,
That is too funny.
okay. It was, we had to make it that way. We had to make it that way. But let's see.
It's
I
real.
think I
It's
have
real.
another.
It had to be said.
So I can't play the audio of this at the moment, but I did come across a funny video that I actually meant to send you on Instagram. It was quite hilarious to me. And I was like, oh, this is interesting just off the title. So I watched the video and it comes up with a great, interesting Babyface or Hill scenario. So
Okay.
I'm just going to say the name of the restaurant and then you're going to probably laugh off of that already because we know Popeyes, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, video that involves Popeyes. So there was a viral video of a worker at Popeyes who decided that in uniform, need I mind you, by the way, in uniform, he decided to create a song making it known that he quits through the form of this song. And so he, and with customers in the store, sitting down, enjoying
Stop.
the food, this man literally, I guess whoever was his cameraman had the whole speaker playing the beat.
Not the
So he
production.
plays, exactly, not the production. So they're playing, so he does a remix to "Still Not a Player" by Big Pun, rest in peace, Big Pun, and
Rest in peace.
featuring Joe. And he decides to make a remix song saying, "I don't really want to work here no more." And literally go. Homie was harmonizing. He was going in, and then he
Okay,
just started
vocaling.
rapping. His homeboy, the cameraman, is typing him up like, tell him what you all about, and he just rapping about the job, this and that, and basically just letting them know that he quit in the middle of the rap, that he's quitting, that he's out, that he's done. And I said to myself, well, that had to be the most creative way to quit a job.
I was gonna say. I was gonna say.
We've seen different scenarios. We've seen people like take their vacation time and then quit quietly and gracefully. We've seen people just straight up say deuces. I'm not doing it. People getting disagreements and just walk out.
Yeah, the Walmart over the phone announcement is always an iconic one.
Exactly. So this here this had to be all time great. So I have to ask you on a Babyface or Heel scenario here. Are you Babyface or Heel on just not even the way he did this, but how it was executed so perfectly?
I gotta go Babyface. Like as a manager, I wouldn't even be mad. I'd be like, you know what? I respect it. You planned this out. You made some execution. Like I have to respect it. Like I wish you good luck on all your future endeavors. WWE style.
WWE style. I love it. And I agree. That is totally I'm gonna go Babyface on it too. I mean, I'm an artist, so why wouldn't I go Babyface on a guy that
right. Yeah.
A
whole production.
I saw that. I said, yeah, I had to share that. I was like, yeah, I'm sharing this in the stories. It's that funny. Like this is hilarious. So
had the camera crew.
Exactly. If y'all want to see that, man, just head over to the Life's of Botch page. I will make sure that it is shared in the stories. You can check that out in the Life's of Botch story if you want to see that video and share it across your socials as well. So moving on, man, ladies and gentlemen, we're finna get in the whip here. Finna go ahead and get these keys. Go ahead and get these keys ready somewhere. I don't know where my keys went to, but it's all good, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna go ahead, set up shop. All right, y'all. So getting ready to head down the block. You can see right there is Know Your Role Boulevard. Hang that right in the corner, and you see the Jabroni Smackdown Hotel right there to your right. But as we're going ahead to hit that I-95 where you see Suplex City to your right, we are actually headed right down the block. I'm talking about the one and only block, ladies and gentlemen, where you can look, but you can't touch. We talking about none other than Benny's block, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Benny, what's going on?
What's going on? Okay, so first big major news coming out of the women is Mariah May signing with AEW, making her debut last night. Super, super exciting. They're saying that she's supposed to be joining a faction with Toni Storm, kind of like a fan angle. So I'm excited. I hope that it kind of plays a part with the Hikaru Shida match that's coming up. Like, I hope that she kind of like plays a role in that.
Kind of like that Rosa Mendez debut where she
Yeah. I think that would really, really, really be dope. And plus, like, if you guys don't know, like Mariah May from Stardom, she is amazing. She's known as like the glamour over there. She was in the Club Venus faction. In Stardom, they're really, really big on factions over there. So honestly, I was kind of shocked when the talks and negotiations started that she was potentially making the move, because I feel like she was really, really making waves in Stardom. But I'm happy that she's back in the States, and I think that it's right. It's like the right time for her. 2024, I feel like it's going to be a really, really good year for her.
Oh I agree. I've been watching a lot of what Mariah May's stuff has. I've been watching some of her stuff, and shout out to her for the major move. And I really, what a way to debut to be with someone like Tony Storm, because we all think
Yeah.
she's on fire with that women's division. I think it's safe to say, I tweeted this on the Life's Botch Twitter page, but ladies and gentlemen, I think it's safe to say, full gear, Tony Storm's totally winning that championship again.
Yeah, she needs to win it. Like, she needs to win it.
Yeah, I mean,
It just makes sense.
Fun fact, by the way, since we're in Benny's block, here's a fun fact. Let's look at some of the trending topics currently on Twitter, at least according to the Life's of Botch Twitter right here. So
Okay.
we've got the bunny trending, which I think that's actually now,
AEW, yeah.
if this could be a show that I've no, actually yes, it is the bunny.
I think that she's released. I think I think her contract ended with AEW and she's no longer working with the company. I think that's what the big headline is.
Yep. PW Insider definitely confirmed it. She is no longer with AEW.
Yeah, crazy.
So, wow, y'all. That is definitely something we're going to touch more about when we get into the wrestling news, but it's fitting that we brought that up. So she's trending currently. I'll tell you what other ladies are trending. Of course, Tony Storm is trending. And believe it or not, let's see who else is trending. I saw one more lady here. I thought, let's see, let me get the trending here. Okay. Maybe those are the two. I could have sworn I saw like one more lady in here, but it is very, very interesting to see all of those trending top right now. So,
yeah.
Nonetheless, I like where this is headed. I like where this is headed indeed. So,
yeah,
let's talk more about the ladies right now. What else is going on in Benny's block?
Yeah, so another big rumor that's going around right now is that Stardom's Julia is potentially in talks to join WWE, which this is huge. If Julia joins WWE, oh my gosh, I don't know. I might ascend. Like, she is a top competitor. So if she joins WWE around this time that they're kind of moving these pieces with Kairi, with Io, with Asuka, I think that they could have like the potential to tell a really, really special storyline for WrestleMania this year. So fingers crossed that those rumors are true.
That would be great. A lot of people have been talking about, and we'll get more to that when we get to this EO situation. But a lot of people have been talking about at the time of when Lucha Underground was at its peak. I believe in its final season or third season, one of the two. There was a nice little stable, and it was a Japanese stable that formed two individuals in Kairi Sane and Io Sky, among the two other dope Japanese ladies. So people are really excited because they're hoping WWE comes up with their own version of this type of stable, given that we have Asuka. I've heard rumors, I'm not sure if you heard this as well, Ash, but I heard rumors of even Saray.
I was gonna bring that up. Yeah, they're trying to get her to come back with contract negotiations. I hope they do, because especially okay, let's just get into it. Let's just do some straight to Io versus Bianca at Crown Jewel. Obviously, it was unfortunate. I wish they picked a better, like, not necessarily a better, I wish they picked a different show to debut Kairi, because Kairi looked like a video game character. People didn't, I feel like the audience was kind of like, who is that? It wasn't necessarily like they didn't know who it was. I feel like she just looks so different in terms of how her appearance was. No pirate hat, no nothing, like nothing even sembly close to her original gear. It was just kind of very jarring. And I feel like it wasn't until she hit that elbow that the crowd started to wake up and be like, oh, I think that's Kairi Sane, because the crowd, when she came out, I was jumping on my couch. Okay, it got a pop at home, but it didn't get too big of a pop on the TV,
Yeah,
which was a bummer. But
that was a thought that I actually wanted to run by you with that. A lot of
yeah,
criticism that that match is receiving is the fact that the crowd was really, really quiet
yeah,
throughout, not even just for that moment, but even through the match itself, which
match.
was a key.
Yeah.
So, as a
I thought
woman,
it
what
was
do you
solid.
how do you feel about how quiet the crowd was? Do you think they just were burnt out from the multi women's match and were just like, I don't know, or what
Yeah.
do you?
I feel like the Saudi crowd is really, really big on legends. So seeing Ray lose and then immediately going into another championship match, I feel like the crowd was like a little bit deflated because of that. Because any like when Lita was on, anytime that they hit John Cena, like they get huge, huge pops. So I think that seeing Ray lose the belt kind of killed the crowd because they were alive for the five way, I thought. I thought that
They
they
were.
were I thought that they had like some energy and they were giving some pops to some really cool spots in the match. But for the Bianca and Io match, it was almost like that Logan Paul moment, like stole their joy. Like they were over it. They wanted to go home. Like they were done. They were done for the
Yeah,
night.
look, I can't blame them for that one. I mean, I kind of predicted that was going to happen, but
Yeah,
when you think about it, it gives that Undertaker at WrestleMania 35. You know, it was kind of hard to follow after the shocking loss of
exactly.
Strowman.
Yeah.
So, so it was probably just a bad. It was probably just a bad spot. You know,
Yeah, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt because they've given some crazy energy to some women's matches before. There's a really really dope clip of Sasha Banks when she was in Saudi, and there's like like the hell yeah, like the entire crowd is singing it with her. So like, yeah, they're a fun crowd, but I don't know the way they layered this card was a little interesting to me
So
at
okay, I
least.
like that. I like that. So let's talk back about Kyrie for a second because
Yes.
funny thing is you're not the only one that thought that because initially for me, and I said this I believe on Gresh's podcast as well when we did the post show, and the thing about it was I saw her and I said to myself at first, especially with the way the camera was panned, we just see Bianca's face of shock and we see
Yeah.
this chick, and he thought now Gresh thought that was Dakota Kai, which I could see exactly why he thought that.
My
But
girl's
I thought,
injured.
yeah, and I'm like, in my mind, you know, I love me some Dakota, and I'm like, Dakota's totally taller than that, so I didn't think that initially. I thought it was Zelina for a second because I'm like, Zelina,
Oh,
you know, because she's about the same height, same
true.
weight, you know, also has multicolored hair based off
Yeah.
how they did it from behind. I'm like, Zelina, is that you? And then I'm like, that would be weird. Why would she get involved and she's a baby face?
Yeah, I was
Then
like, what
I'm
dog does she
like,
have in this fight? Like,
so then when they panned it and she turns around, I'm like, oh, Kyrie. I was like, bro, what?
yeah, and
You
she
know,
looks
so
so badass. Like, she looks sick. Like, she literally looked like a video game character. So they need to, if they do like another deal with Fortnite, they need to make her and make that exact gear, exact look for Fortnite because that gear is awesome.
But
But
we love that about wrestlers, you know, when they come back and they make
yeah,
that like
reinvent
after a long
themselves.
time, you know. Yeah, like think about Drew. You know how he transformed himself from the original form of when he was the chosen one, Drew, to where then he went to indie scene, got super swole, super manly, and you're like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's a guy that can take down anybody. So
yeah, literally.
it's yeah. You look at it. You look at Kyrie saying, I'm excited for some of these new feuds we're going to get, but most importantly,
Yes.
the story it told at the end though with Bailey.
The potential, the potential that I'm like Triple H, like I grab him by his collar. I'm like, you better not mess this up because the story is right there. The story is right there, and the finish was played beautifully. Like Bailey was terrified. And I know that they probably made Michael Cole on commentary that, like say that she is the reason, Bailey is the reason why Kairi Sane left WWE. So I'm hoping that this turns into something. I'm kind of sad that it does probably signal the end of Damage Control because I was enjoying that run, but I feel like we could get something even better with the way that this new story is going. So
I love that.
I'm hoping that it goes well.
I'm
He
hoping
has
you're going to
all of the
persist.
tools for WrestleMania. I'm like, he has all of the tools for WrestleMania right now. Like, like
It's you
literally
know what
cannot mess this up.
You know what? Philly looking like a vibe for us, Sash. I think we're gonna definitely show up and show out, man. It's looking
I'm
like
like,
something to pull up to.
yeah.
We got the
Okay.
Wale, we got the Wale mania. Wait, you know what I'm saying? We like,
Okay.
Wale mania, Philly, let's
Yeah.
go. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
excited. I'm
Oh
excited.
yeah, oh yeah. So what else is going on in the land of the ladies out there? Outside of WWE, anything else going on for Impact or MLW or any of the other promotions with the ladies right now?
Something that I thought was really fresh and I'm happy about was Zoe Stark winning that battle royale on Monday. I was happy
Ooh.
about that because Zoe Stark was the MVP of that match. Should be a surprise to no one. Like if you watched her run on NXT, Zoe is just fantastic. You can put her in any type of situation. She's such a great technical wrestler that she just makes it work no matter who the opponent is. So
So stock
I
up,
feel like she
stock
earned it.
down, stock in between. Do you think it's clear to say her stock is rising in your opinion out of the women right now?
Yeah, she got the Trish co-sign. I was kind of hoping for more of a feud with her and Trish, but it did make sense for Trish to go off TV for a bit. Um, and then on top of that, they weren't really utilizing her. They kind of kept her going around in the roster for a bit, but I feel like after that match and she showed that she was the MVP, they gave her that spot, and I'm super happy about it. I thought Nia was gonna win it. I honestly thought we were gonna get Nia versus Rhea, which makes sense. But I honestly thought that the Zoe, I was genuinely surprised, which is why I like the decision.
For some reason, I think they're trying to save that either until Survivor Series or the Royal Rumble. As far as
Yeah.
no, she's going against her at Survivor Series. Zoe is correct. That's Survivor Series they're supposed to face, right?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's gonna
I
be a
think so.
Raw. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's gonna be a Raw or pay-per-view.
I hope it's a pay per view. That
Me
would be a real
too. Me
nice gap
too.
quote for her if it's a
Yeah,
big
she
stage
deserves
like
it.
Survivor Series. Yeah, so if that's the case, I would say Nia they would push off to because we all know they're just trying to get it to Becky and Rhea at WrestleMania. So like, if
Which
that's the
I
case,
mean,
you don't
I
seem too talk about it, sis. You don't seem too pleased on that idea.
I am waving my beyond Leah versus Liv versus Rhea. I don't know why I combined their names. Liv versus Rhea for WrestleMania. That is the story that they should be telling. It makes the most sense. She took Liv
Do
out
you think
multiple
she can be?
times.
Ooh, yeah, she did. But do you think she can be back in time for WrestleMania with her injury?
There are rumors that she's supposed to be coming back soon. So I'm hoping that she makes it before Survivor Series or even just in time for the Rumble. Like if she makes it back just in time for the Rumble, I feel like she's going to get a huge pop, a whole bunch of momentum. As an audience member, we've all grown to miss her. I feel like there is a live-sized hole in the Raw women's division right now. She just has that charisma and she's just so engaging to where no matter what she's doing, you're interested, which is why they always pair her in random tag teams because she just makes it work. She just makes it seem as though
Mm.
this has been the plan since she came into developmental, you know? She's just that good when it comes to character work and creating that charisma.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah. But there's that. So Xia Li challenging for the NXT championship was another surprise. WWE has been making have been doing a couple of decisions where I'm like, oh, I didn't see that coming together, but I'm with it. I'm here for the ride. Like I'm with it. I'm here for the ride because they haven't really done anything with Xia Li since her main
Yeah,
roster debut, and they booked her on NXT as like a complete monster. So I feel like they're starting to get back to that, which is good. So I'm hoping that her and Lyra have good chemistry and they can deliver a pretty solid match.
you know what? I think they would have good chemistry. They look like they would do pretty well together. And
Yeah.
seeing her, the funny thing about it was, like you said, to make her that monster type again. Um, it is interesting because we were just talking about that last week about Becky basically auditioning that title like a mid card championship. And we know it's NXT's main championship, but
Yes.
this kind of gives mid card championship vibes right here, in
Yeah.
a sense, you know.
It really does.
So
It really does.
wow, this is yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing how this pops off. So I did think that was kind of interesting, but it's like, what can you do with Xia Li? I mean, you can't put her up against Rhea right now, but it was interesting that
No.
they were like, oh yeah, she was disqualified from the battle royal. So I was like, well, at least they explained that, you know.
Yeah, they're just
Now,
kind of booking her to be super hardcore right now.
yeah, and you know the funny thing, shout out to all of you guys who've been reacting to our infamous blooper with Miss Ash Vinny about Candice LeRae and Candice Michelle here. Now, I noticed that we did not see Candice LeRae in that battle royal, which tells me either she
Yes.
sold the living heck out of that Xia Li kick to where she couldn't even be on the battle royal, or she legitimately got knocked out. I
Yeah.
don't know. I
I don't
still
know what
can't
the
figure
story is. I don't know what the story is. All I know is give Candice LeRae some screen time. Like, damn. Like, damn.
Come on,
What we gotta
come
do?
on, come on.
What we gotta do? But okay, so lastly for NXT, I just want to say Metaphor has the best faction entrance in WWE right now. Someone on Twitter, someone like superimposed and like changed the like put the sound over it. It's like the Teen Titans theme, like the original uh from like the early to mid 2000s, and it fits so well. I can't wait for them their entrance to be in 2K24. Like I cannot wait for their entrance to be in 2K24.
No, not the Teen Titans, bro.
Yeah, I have to send
I
that to you.
never thought about that, bro.
It's
Yes,
so funny.
please.
It's
Oh
too
my,
good.
yo, I knew that interest reminded me of something when I first saw it.
Right?
Yo, blown, bro. Hey, shout out to whoever did that. Shout out to you, Ash, for bringing that up because bro, I just, my blind blown the rest of the night, man. That was it. That was it. There was one more thing that, in regards to the women, that I wanted to bring up to you. Oh yes, Ivy Niles
She's getting pushed.
debut. Yeah, like how did
Yeah.
you feel about her debut? That was very semi Bianca esque in a many way.
Yeah.
You
She
know.
was getting, yeah, they were giving her a couple of eliminations under her belt. They were definitely booking her to be strong and look strong, having her face off with people like Naya, which I thought was
Mhm.
really, really cool. I'm excited. I hope that it's not like a start and go. I hope that they
Mhm.
actually take this entire Diamond Mine package and push them to the moon, whatever direction that they can
Mhm.
do. Like even having her come down again and challenge for the Women's Championship, she never did that.
Mhm.
So if they're going to utilize it as a mid card title, why not? Why not?
Agreed.
She's not
And
she can't necessarily go against Rhea right now.
yeah, I was thinking the same thing. She can't go against Rhea. She's not on SmackDown, so it's like, what do you do other than the NXT Championship? So
Yeah.
this is all the more reason why our idea needs to get out there. So I know WWE people, I know they got spies out there. So you listen to us and listen to us good. We came up with this idea a couple weeks ago. I need y'all to emphasize this, okay?
Yeah.
Take those women's tag titles, make them exclusive to NXT,
Yep.
and come up with a mid card championship for the main
Yep.
roster to float between brands.
Yeah.
SmackDown, Raw. Period. That's it. That's
Yeah.
all you need.
That would be
That's all
so
you need.
cool. That would be so cool. And plus it's a workhorse belt. Someone like Zoe Stark, Shayna Baszler could hold that belt so well and make it feel important.
Mm-hmm. No, I totally agree, and I'm looking forward to what's about to happen. And shout out to the ladies this week, man. You guys
Yeah.
definitely did your thing. I am proud as always. Not only to have women's wrestling flourishing, but to have a co-hostess that definitely spotlights all of you ladies from all of you promotions and all you brands. Continue to do what y'all do. That about does it for Benny's Block. I hope y'all enjoyed the view, the ride, and all that good stuff. So now we're about to go into some wrestling news
Yes.
all across the board. So um, the biggest bit of wrestling news that came through this week. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of NXT, it is official, y'all. Talk about fumbling the bag for this one promotion that once had a TV deal with the CW. And now the biggest news is that the WWE show known as NXT has a new home for a 5-year deal with the CW, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Sean Ross Sapp broke the report on this. And I'm trying to pull up that report real quickly for you guys so I can read. It's a lot of things he's posted and tweeted here. Okay, so Sean Ralph Sapp literally reported about what happened during that NXT situation. He reported, let me see, going down the line here. Sorry for my stumbling, ladies and gentlemen. This man's page is always busy because there's so much news left and
I
right to
know.
report. And I don't know if I really screenshotted this, so maybe next time I'll have to screenshot my stuff for the peoples. But basically, I don't want to hold anybody up, so I'll just put it to you this way when we say that pretty much NXT got moved. They bought them out, and NWA had a little bit of a situation here. Unfortunately, they initially had a TV rights deal with the CW, but recently they had a pay per view where Father James Mitchell, of all people, was in the like a looks like a part of the crowd section somewhere with some people
Yeah.
with some talent. They were partying. It looked like. Next thing you know, the camera's panning on James, Father James Mitchell, who appears to be literally sniffing on coke. Uh, Good lord, man! I already reacted the way I reacted on Gresh Unleashed. If y'all want to see how I
Yeah.
really felt, check that out. But Ash, tell me. Now I know you're excited based off that graphic. You see Gigi Dolan, you see
Kiana
Kiana
James.
James, right? Yeah, you see the ladies being featured on here. What were your initial thoughts when this news broke about NXT having this new home with the CW?
I mean, I'm excited because I feel like CW is a good fit in terms of who they're trying to market to, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like the 18 to 49 demo is definitely going to be watching CW like 8 p.m. Tuesdays, like around that time. So I feel like they could get like a spike in viewership because of that. I think it's a smart move. Um, I just feel like CW in general is like a dying channel. So yeah,
Oh,
no tea, no shade, but
ooh.
no tea, no shade, but but I do feel like it's a good fit. It's a good fit overall.
Wow. That is a clippable moment, ladies and gentlemen. She just said CW is a dying channel. Lord Jesus, don't do me like that. After the history, understand they were once upon a time UPN, the blackest network we
UPN,
ever had.
one-on-one, girlfriends, like all the classics, Moesha.
Then we had WB with Sister Sister and Smart Guy and Boy Meets World and all of these different. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, and I mean, even like the Vampire Diaries, Gossip Girl, like that whole era was super successful for them too. Like if NXT made that move during that time, I'll be like, oh my gosh, that's a fantastic marketing decision. Like 100% support it. But we'll see where it goes. It's a 5-year deal. It's not anything. I mean, it's a pretty long 5 years is a pretty decent amount of time, but I feel like they'll be able to make it work for sure.
Yes, to my understanding, shout out to my boy Gresh from Gresh Unleashed as he reported on the show when the news, because literally that night as we went live is when that news had literally broke, and we were like, oh boy, this is gonna be an interesting post show. So the
Yeah.
thing about it was, it's believed that the CW is actually rebranding their marketing.
Yeah.
So apparently they're centering themselves more in a sports based aspect,
Yeah.
and so they're looking to make themselves like how you have ESPN, Fox Sports One, and now the CW in a sense. So, but they're gonna
Yeah.
keep
That's
they're gonna keep their
interesting.
show. Yeah, I said the same because they're keeping some of the shows. They got basically canceled all of their shows with the exception of All American Homecoming, and there was one more other show. So I'm like, that makes sense for All American because it's a sports based show. Homecoming's kind of a sports based show in a sense.
Yeah.
It's a spinoff, so I guess that kind of makes sense. So if you think about it, this is kind of funny and hilarious to me that they're doing this, because I'm like, you went from being like a DC superhero and sci-fi based with,
Yeah.
like you said,
Teen drama
and
y.
sports based. Yeah, Team Drummy. Now, shout out to some of you Twitter heads out there and people on social media. I heard one person say, "So all I want to know is, can they chant holy on the CW?" And I was like, "Good point. Can they?
Can
I don't
they?
know."
That's a really good point. I don't know if they can.
You
It's
know,
gonna be
then
an
shout out.
interesting transition.
Yeah, no, it really will be because shout out to another user. I remember just seeing some of these tweets and posts where one guy was like, well, Shawn Michaels is gonna have all the horny love romantic interests all up on NXT at this point. I
Right?
said, yeah, CW
Make it
does
a
like
teen
their
drama.
relationships.
Make it Dawson's Creek, but for wrestling.
Yeah, man. Talk about a soap opera for CW. But this is how I looked at it, and I compared it like this. So when I was on Gresh, I said, I was like, look, y'all, think of it like this. If they're gonna do this sports angle for CW, then think of it kind of like this. This is a blessing in disguise for a couple reasons. So ESPN is like WWE. ESPN's been around for years. It's like the flagship network. You're gonna go if you're a sports person. That's usually the network you're gonna watch first. You're gonna watch First Take with Stephen A. Smith and Molly Karam and all of them. You're gonna watch pretty much all the shows they've been infamous for. Then you have Fox Sports One, which is the rival to ESPN, which is basically AEW for the sports network. You know, it's the second biggest
Yeah.
network. It's, Fox has got its money, things like that. So the CW seems to me, I compared them as the Impact Wrestling of the networks then. Why?
Yeah.
Because think about it, UPN, WB, CW, Global Force Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, TNA Wrestling. So
A lot of rebrands, a lot of rebrands, yeah.
but at the same time, you look at it as a dying network. However, they've been pushing it along and had relevant eras since the beginning of time, just like
Oh
Impact.
yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's they're one of those big money networks that can make things work.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, my whole thing is
um,
that like I just feel like their last really big era was with all of those like the Flash, probably like season 2 and season 3 before they kind of jumped the shark a bit. I feel like that was like their
oh
peak in terms
boy,
of, and they've peaked a couple of different times with like Gossip
yeah,
Girl, obviously with UPN, but
yeah.
I feel like it's a brand that doesn't really know their identity.
Well, and
They go with what works.
I think, and that's why I think this is a blessing in disguise for NXT because, as I told people, I said, a long, 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 long time ago, SmackDown was once upon a time a special. It was not a show
Yeah.
on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
It was a special, something that was created literally by The Rock's catchphrase, laying the SmackDown. So they said, we're gonna make this special one time SmackDown, and it did so great in the ratings that they had to make this a regular weekly program on none other than UPN, which is a part
Yeah.
of the CW. So
Yeah.
with that, NXT can be the new SmackDown if you think about it this way, right? Given the history that NXT has had from the game show version to the FCW version that gave us Roman and Bray and all of those good peoples
Yeah, whole
to
class.
the to the black and gold version that gave us the Champas and Garganos and the, Sasha Bankses and Baileys and all that good stuff.
Oscars.
Oscars, all of that to the 2.0 all over the place, which had Mello and, Braun Breaker, but it also just had other characters that were like, Cord Jade and all of them have kind of
Yeah.
gotten to their bag, right? So when you think about it, the CW can take it to where even though NXT is already a weekly program, it can make it bigger to where not only does the network get bigger, but so does NXT. And
Yeah.
suddenly it's no longer a developmental show. It's this is a legit third show. It's if you think about
Yeah.
it, AEW's got 3 shows. They've got Rampage, they've got Collision, and they've got Dynamite, right? So we know that Collision's the second biggest show.
Yeah.
Rampage is supposed to be that, but nobody really watches Rampage often. So hey. So
What can you do? What can you
yeah.
do? And plus,
Yeah, what can you
can I just say, I am so proud of the NXT 2.0 class because when it first was happening, people were not with it. People were not with it. But I held on. I held on.
Yes. You and me
And
both,
now we're here. We're here where they're main eventers, where people are having actual conversations with like conversations around them and bookings around them. They're on main event and they're getting pops like Roxanne like a couple weeks ago. So I'm just like, let's take this even further. Like, let's take this even further, you know?
Talk about it, sis. You know, they don't get their respect. And one day, just like John Cena, when he got Samoan spiked to death to the point of when you had to give the man his respects. Ladies and gentlemen, literally, it was one of those things where I just literally looked at and I said, NXT, you have a class that now has earned so much respect after people tried to show it. So thank you for pointing that out. That is a great aspect, a great outlook to let people know, hey, this brand's still alive. So all you people that try to say, oh, you occasionally watch or you sometimes watch or you watch clips, no, watch the product.
Tune in. It's actually pretty entertaining. It's all the stuff that's going on with Trick and Mello right now, like the constant moving and character development of the storylines. Like it's not just like, oh, I don't like what you said. Oh, I don't like what you said. Let's fight and then never interact again. Like people become friends on NXT. People like there's actual genuine things happening. Shout out to Shawn Michaels.
Oh yeah. And quick question for you before we wrap up things and get to the end of things. But did Mello do it? Yes or no?
Mello did it. Mello did it. Like Mello did it. Like Mello did it. There's
that
no
brother is guilty.
the look into the camera. The look into the camera. I was like, oh, it's coming. It's coming. I don't know what. Probably deadline, but.
Yeah. Oh, and you'll be there for that. You're gonna be.
I will be in the building. Yeah, I will be in the building for that. I'll be screaming. I'll be like, Mello, no.
All right, y'all heard it. As Benny gonna be representing Life's Botch podcast in the building for deadline. So y'all keep it locked. Y'all keep it locked, because she's gonna get y'all some post interviews and fan interaction. So y'all make sure y'all look out for y'all. Can't come on now, you know this pretty face, you can't miss it. All right, so trust me, y'all make sure y'all say what's up, but don't be creepy, okay? Because we don't rock with creepy. All right.
Oh yeah. I will be with a bunch of men. So my husband and my cousins. So
let's go.
The squad
Male
will
power,
be present,
baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So yeah, real a funny thought about Mello real quick. I just have to ask this because I know I'm not tripping. Am I the only one that really thought when he gave that look for a second, I slick saw Bow Wow for a second? Am I tripping? I just want to make sure I'm not tripping.
I didn't think it, but now that you say it, yeah, a little.
Like if you really go back and look at that frown he gave, I'm like, bro, y'all the same complexion, y'all got about the same kind of face, and I'm like,
yeah, facial structure.
Yeah, and then it don't help that he got the hair like how Bow Wow had that style at one point.
Yeah, for a really long, for a minute he had that.
Yeah, and I was like, bro, you look like Bow Wow.
The biopic one.
Hey man,
when it's time for the Bow Wow biopic, they gotta call Mello.
No, big facts. So that was just a little side thought. But ladies and gentlemen, it's already about that time. I know this episode flew by a little bit today, but we had to go ahead and wrap things up. But as we're wrapping up, real quick, Ash, because we didn't get to have you on our post show with our collab, shout out to Playboy Rick, who was able to step in, represent the Life's Botch podcast with your boy as we collabed with Gresh. Don't know if you got a chance to see that, Ash, but boy, what a episode that was, because
it was very funny. Very funny.
He was
I know.
You know Rick.
Yeah.
And,
I know.
I gotta ask your thoughts real quick, as nothing too brief, but real quick. What are your overall thoughts on WWE Crown Jewel? How did you enjoy that show?
I thought it was a pretty enjoyable show. I was pretty sports entertained. I know that they were hyping it up to be like a WrestleMania level event. It wasn't a WrestleMania level card. Let's just say that. But I still think that the match is delivered. Honestly, match of the night to me was Drew versus Seth. That was a fantastic match. I was kind of confused as to why he didn't beat Seth up after the end of the match and just like finally just make the turn to the dark side. It's like you might as well. But maybe they're saving it. Maybe
It
they're
seems like
keeping it in their pocket.
a
Because that was a
probably a slow
WrestleMania
burn.
match. Yeah, that was a WrestleMania level match. They even had like the finisher. You know, like when it's WrestleMania, they have like five different. They have to put their person into five finishers in order to win. But yeah, I thought Crown Jewel was solid. I enjoyed it, and plus, I feel like the women.
Yeah.
A sidebar with the women.
Oh man.
A sidebar with the women is that I feel like when they first made the transition into doing these Saudi shows, they would just wear like a glorified bodysuit and a
No,
t-shirt and
seriously.
like their
Yeah,
merch shirt.
it was something.
Yeah,
Shout out to I agree with you. That was match of the night, Drew and Seth for sure.
yeah.
They definitely tore the house down. And what a way to kick the show off. But yeah, man, I guess for the most part, like you, it was stellar. As Gresh put it, it was a high quality over hyped Monday Night Raw in a sense.
You
Think about
know,
it,
you
you know.
know. But like shout out to the women because I feel like they've really made the limitations work in their favor. You know, because now like Io Sky's look, it was very like Lita Tokyo streetwear-esque. I really loved the outfit that she wore. Naya looked fantastic. Rhea with the crow clock cosplay. I mean, if you saw on Twitter, a lot of thirsty souls
Hey
For Rhea this
man,
past week. But yeah,
talk
shout out to the
about it.
women. They killed it.
Yeah, man, those outfits are getting better and better for them every year. Like, God, I was getting so tired of that just t-shirt look of
The
like,
bodysuit with the big old t-shirt over.
yeah,
But
I
I
was
feel like
just,
I feel like Liv is kind of Liv and Becky when Becky did that Kill Bill look and Liv did that Britney Spears look. I feel like the girls were like, okay, we got to step our game up because they ate. They ate.
shout out to the ladies of for real, man. Shout out to Crown Jewel. Shout out to WWE. We're getting ready. We're getting ready to the. We're in our fourth quarter, so pretty soon, Ash, we'll be getting ready to host with our collab with Gresh from Gresh Unleashed as we get ready to do the end of the year season awards. So y'all stay tuned and keep it locked. Y'all will be surprised at who we probably have for feud of the year and
Oh
entrance of the
yeah.
year, theme song of the year,
Well,
just
that's gonna
things
be
along in your
fun.
head, Ash. Oh
That's
yeah,
gonna be
yeah. I'm
fun.
throwing these in your head so you can already kind of go back, do some research, get ready, jot down, because you're gonna be representing my lady, the ladies out there. You're my
Yes.
lady representative, so you already
Very
know.
true.
I
Very
need you to
true.
make sure pay attention to matches of the year, feuds of the year, all the things for the ladies category, so that way we can separate that when need be. Like I said, we're gonna do the first half. If y'all didn't already know, we're gonna do the first half of the upcoming end of the year awards. We're gonna do that first half with Gresh on his podcast, Gresh Unleashed, and then we're gonna conclude it here on the Lights of Botch podcast. So that will be a very fun time giving out awards at what's been a pretty solid year in wrestling. I would say a great
Yeah.
year. Yeah, so
A lot of a news driven year as well.
yeah,
Lots of
and that's gonna play.
crazy news. Yeah.
That's definitely going to play a part in our end of the year awards. We're going to make it real fun, spicy, and all. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So y'all keep it locked with us. As I mentioned, we got a really dope interview coming up on our next episode, which me and Ash will likely do a separate episode. So that interview will likely post at a later time exclusively for a moment for our listeners out there that really rock with us. So once we get that episode recorded, I will let you guys know how you can be the first to listen to that interview before it officially drops to the public. If you would like to listen to our upcoming interviews, so watch out for that. Like I said, we got some content creators from other podcasts in the wrestling world that will be joining with us and all that good stuff. But in the meantime, we appreciate y'all. Thank y'all oh so much, man. Like I said, it's been a crazy dope week in the world of professional wrestling, and we are so grateful for all of your love and support. Make sure that you follow everything that we do at the Life's a Botch podcast. On Twitter, it is the Life's a Botch crew. But nonetheless, everywhere else, it is the Life's a Botch podcast. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff, man. You can check us out. Follow us on YouTube for our live post show reviews. When we get a chance, me and Ash do our best. We try to link up when we can. It's the holiday season, so it's a little tricky right now for us when it comes to our occupational needs. But
Yes.
don't worry, going into the top of the new year, just look out every time a major pay per view. We got Royal Rumble coming up, Survivor Series. We will try our best since we can't be out there in person with Rick. More than likely, what we're gonna do is we're gonna definitely try to go live for you guys for Survivor Series if given. It's a little tricky because I know it's during the Thanksgiving holidays, so usually with family and friends and loved ones. But we'll communicate with y'all, let y'all know if we able to link up, do a live post show reviewing Survivor Series once that show ends. Since it's War Games for that matter. Looking forward to that. Hopefully the ladies get a War Games match, by the way. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. Are we doing Botch of the Week?
We can do a Botch of the Week really quickly. Did you have one in mind, Miss Ashley?
Well, since you asked. Okay, this has been weighing on my heart. My Botch of the Week is this Judgment Day feuding with Sami Zayn, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso. Like I'm ready for it to end.
Come on,
I'm ready for it. And I'm ready for it to end. Every single week it is a different combination of those characters. And I didn't mind it at first, but every single week now the main event is involving something with a match with the Judgment Day. And it's like we've seen it 100 times. That being said, though, this week, though, they gave us New Day versus Judgment Day, which I was like, thank God. But they still ended the show with what, Sammy versus Damian, didn't they?
Yeah, well,
or was that last week?
Yeah, that was last week because Sammy actually had his first World Heavyweight Championship.
Right, Sammy and Seth. So then, never mind. Sammy. So then it was actually completely fresh this Monday. But I'm hoping that Survivor Series is the end of this. I'm really hoping that Survivor Series is the end of this. Why don't they feud with LWO or like just another faction, Alpha Academy? Like there's so many babyface factions. I don't know why they're feuding with a bunch of singles competitors. Let Jey Uso be a singles competitor. It's time.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the entire point of putting him on Raw?
I'm glad you said that, sis, because here's the thing. I brought that up literally in the post show. If you notice with Crown Jewel, that's going to be my Botch of the Week, actually. I'm glad you said that. My Botch of the Week is going to be whatever we're doing with both Uso brothers right now. Why? Because Crown Jewel happened, and both Usos literally flew all that way to be side characters
10-second spots
stories.
And they're so much bigger than that.
Yeah, because I'm like, okay, so Jey Uso literally flew out there to just be a cameo to help Cody in his match, where it still was like 3-on-1. Okay, that's interesting. Then I'm like, Jimmy flew all this way to basically help Roman yet again retain a title in a match full of interference. And that was
no progression, no bloodline storyline progression either, which I was kind of like, I knew it was going to be a paint by numbers bloodline match, but I was kind of hoping that we would get a new element or a new chapter in the story that would make this match worth it. But I feel like that match was more so focused on LA Knight. So fine, but to have them fly out for 10 seconds is ridiculous.
I will say there is one positive of the bloodline, and that is Solo Sikoa, because based off the dominant fashion of how he beat John Cena. Now, I know people are thinking, well, what about Austin Theory? Well, he's a different exception because clearly, shout out to my boy Sid from True Hill Heat. He pointed this out, and I was laughing my butt off because I was like, you know what? What did Austin Theory do to piss off John Cena now that I think about it? Because literally, if you think about it, everyone else that has John Cena put over LA Knight, and he just put over Solo Sikoa. Yeah. He put over Austin Theory, and what has that done for him since WrestleMania earlier this year?
Yeah, but I kind of feel like that's I don't want to say that's Austin's fault, but you got to do it, what the little opportunities, you got to be able to translate that to an audience. If they give you 5 minutes, you got to figure out, how can I look into hard cam? How can I engage with the audience and add some charisma to where people want to see me again, to where people buy my merch, to where people are holding up signs for me. And I don't think that Austin has really had a moment where he like has grabbed my attention, where I'm like, okay, Austin, you kind of ate that promo. Like I've never really had that moment with him.
That's fair, and one can say a lot of people are feeling that him and Grayson Waller being paired, although it fits and I like it. A lot of people are saying it's really more so to catapult Waller than it is to catapult Theory. So
And it's also, I
it's
think, to give
interesting.
Theory like a rub, to be like, see, like we all know that Grayson is has top heel potential. So does Austin. That's why we paired them together. Like, they're so great together. And it's like, yeah, I kind of just want to see Grayson by himself. Not gonna lie.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm not mad at you for that one. I'm right there with you. So, truth be told, man, yeah, those are both botch of the week worthy because this Judgment Day thing, it needs a fresh feud.
It's become a
And it's
meme, like the
sad.
Triple H video where he's talking and then Judgment Day's music hits. Like, it's literally a meme now. Like, it's too much. It's too
Yeah,
much.
yeah, man. I just and my honorary, I do have a little slight honorary botch of the week here, and it's got to be to my guy Rey Mysterio, man. More specifically, the LWO in general, because here's what gets me.
Okay.
Santos, for some odd reason, left those brass
He did
nuts
that on
in the ring,
purpose.
and many people are wondering, and we shall find that out because we got SmackDown tomorrow night. We're gonna
Yeah.
find out. Did you do that on purpose? If they address that, then clearly seeds are being planted here. If
You know
they
what my
don't
dream
address that,
is? You know what my dream
what's going
is?
on? Talk to me.
I want Santos to turn heel, bring back Legado del Fantasma, call up
Okay.
Elektra Lopez, and then LWO can be like their own separate things. Alina, Ray, Carlito, like they can still do that and then have them feud. I feel like that would be awesome. I feel like that would be so sick. It
Oh,
just makes
sis, you better
sense.
cook. Sis, you better cook. You better cook. Girl, you
I'm
better
hoping.
cook. Hey, hold on. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Where my applause button? Where my oohs and ahs out? You know what? This is a clippable moment right here, baby. You know what? You talking about Chase U, baby. You talking about the you with a teachable moment. We just got a clippable moment, baby. Right here from Dr. Ass Benny, baby.
Okay,
Dr. Ass
okay.
Benny just gave y'all something worthwhile. All right. So look, when y'all see this clip and y'all hear this, y'all know when y'all heard this first. This a life of box exclusive moment. So if you see this on live TV, this is where it came from. Hey,
Yep,
listen
yep.
to it, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, I love that. That is actually
Thank
quite
you.
interesting to think about. So, yeah, because that would make sense. Because why would you turn Carlito heel for right now anyway? That
Oh,
don't
yeah,
make
just
sense.
split
So
just
yeah,
split them up.
yeah, legends. It kind of be like you know what that would make me think of? That would make me think of. I'm gonna go throw back with Impact Wrestling here. I'm gonna take you back to this was about just before AEW was actually in effect. So you had Eddie Kingston and the new version of LAX, which actually was Santana and Ortiz when they
Yeah,
were the new LAX, right? And he was
yeah,
feuding against Conan and the OG LAX, which was Hernandez and Homicide. And
yeah,
so they were just feuding and going at it. It was the OGs versus the young guns, and you just had Eddie Kingston literally going at Conan, talking about some man, y'all old, this and this. This is how I'm supposed to be ran. And Conan being the cool OG, like dog. See, that's the problem with you young folks. Y'all doing this,
yeah.
that. That's not how that go. And so that would be a real dope raw situation. And we just talked about representation. You got
Yeah,
a Japanese stable, you know what
yeah,
I'm saying? A Japanese staple, which
yeah.
oh my god, can you imagine like Shinsuke being like the ringleader in there, having
Oh,
like Asuka and Io and
yo,
Saraya, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
bruh, like what? Oh my god, this would be crazy. And
yeah,
then you got the Latino representation over here with LWO and Legado del Fantasma. What?
Yeah.
Then I'm not calling them the street. I'm not calling them the hurt business 2.0. Don't y'all
I
call
like
them that.
street business. That's what I've been calling them. I've been calling them street business.
Street business, baby. That I like that. I rocks with it. You feel me? So we gonna find some stuff that's gonna work out and work worthwhile. You feel me? So I
Yeah.
likes that. I likes
That's
that.
what they're
So
gonna be in my 2K23. In my 2K23 when I create their faction.
come on now. Come on. I see you. I see you. I see you, girl. Hopefully we get some new members in that stable soon, man. I'm still
Yeah.
waiting to see where we're going exactly with that stable.
Me
But
too.
um nonetheless, yeah, this was a very amazing show, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen. I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode as much as your boy did. Like I said, man, Ash Benny, real quick, you can tell the people where they can follow you personally if they'd like to follow you personally on all your social outlets.
Yep. So you can find me at Ash Benny on all social media platforms.
You heard it. You heard the lady, man. All platforms, Ash Benny. You can follow your boy at Highlight Life, HILITE Life on all social platforms. Or, like I said, you can just follow all things Life's a Botch Podcast, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. Like I said, on Twitter, it's Life's a Botch Crew. But you will find the Life's a Botch Podcast. I'm trying to change the handle of the podcast. It won't let me just yet. Twitter, X, I don't know. Whatever they did to this, it needs
Yeah.
to be changed. But if I can't change it to Life's a Botch Podcast, it's Life's a Botch Crew on Twitter.
Okay.
Shout out to some of y'all, man. We had a follower that shouted us out, man. He said he loves the show. I just want to take this time to shout him out really quickly. Let me see if I can find where he said that. Let's see, he said it around the time of Crown Jewel, I believe. Shout out to my boy Gresh because he's been tagging me in a lot of stuff. So I gotta see if I can go in these archives. There he is. All right, so shout out to my boy DJ Kuzmo. DJ Kuzmo
I'm
on
dope.
Twitter. Follow the Life's a Botch crew. He said, thanks so much for the following. Greatly appreciate y'all. Keep up the great work with the podcast. I like the tagline, the Breakfast Club of Pro Wrestling. And man, I just wanted to say shout out to all of y'all, man. Again, if y'all are following us or listening, everything, make sure you leave a rating for the show. Give a 5-star rating. Leave a comment. Let us know. The more you rate our episodes, the more people get to listen. Like I said, we are working on tons of content. I'm trying to get more shorts. Me and Ash are working on more skits and shorts and different things that we can
Yes.
post on the TikTok, post on the Instagram pages for you guys. Make sure you show some love in the reels. Um, Shout out to all the wrestlers out there that's been watching and rocking with us, man, liking our stuff or just wanting to come on. Like I said, we got interviews in the works. We got collab crossovers in the works with other content creators. So y'all keep it locked. Stay tuned. Keep rocking with us, man. We love y'all. And as always, it's about that time where I need everybody in the building real quick to throw up those two sweet signs, baby, and get ready for the ultimate too sweet. Peace. Yes, sir. We in there, baby. So until next time, man, this is the Lights and Botch Podcast. It's your boy Hi-Lite Real. That's Ash Benny. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Bye.
Hey. Okay. Let's see. Stop.